So I went when I went over to the other lady. She said, "Well, my aunt, she called it an aunt."
Did she say aunt?
She said aunt. Said she had an ostrich in her backyard and said, if you give me 25 cents per person, I'll let you come over and you can play with the ostrich.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I don't know. For an ostrich, I don't know if that kind of money is worth that type of.
Did you pay?
I didn't pay. I don't know.
You didn't.
Okay. What we got? Okay. Hey.
Oh.
Hey. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Thanks for joining us, Grown Man Record Night. Thanks for making us part of your every Friday evening.
Good evening.
It's a good evening.
It's a good evening.
It's always a good evening when the Grown Man Record Night is up in your grill doing big time business in your music area.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here on Grown Man Record Night every Friday night on our Ustream live feed, where we dump all these segments here to our YouTube channel. If you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/MacheteMiller, and that's where all the big time business happens. We slide that business over there.
Showed it.
Yeah, the YouTube. The YouTube.
We're there.
But all these segments will end up there. So if you want to like and subscribe to our page, if you hadn't
I've
already,
been there. I've been to YouTube.
who the hell hadn't done that already?
Well, my
I
dad
don't know.
hadn't.
Your dad hadn't.
Your dad hadn't been there.
My dad hadn't been there probably.
Unless he wanted to see George Brett shit his pants.
That's true.
That was pretty funny.
We saw a video of George Brett from the
Good
Kansas
God.
City Royals shitting his pants earlier, and I was pretty impressed.
Didn't actually.
Well, he
Not it.
told a story about
He
shit.
told a story about shit.
It's a pretty
That's a good pants story.
Vegas good story.
Good story.
Thanks, Jay.
Cool.
Thanks, Jay.
Hey, we had a little Cinco de Mayo coming up
Cinco de Mayo's Monday.
Monday. We actually asked, or you asked, our Mexicali janitorial serviceman at the station area that we work at about Cinco de Mayo. And,
Maintenance engineer.
yes, and custodial engineer.
Okay.
He's custodial arts. Is his forte.
That's his major.
Yeah. So you asked him about the Cinco de Mayo, and he said,
Well, he said what I thought, which is it's not a real holiday. I mean, it's not a Mexican. I think it is in a certain northern region of Mexico.
Pueblo, Mexico.
Most
small
Mexico
area.
celebrates September 16th.
17th, 16th, 17th?
September 16th. But he said
That's like our
but
4th of July.
then he went on and said, I don't know why. So he doesn't know why.
I was like, that's all right.
I believe there was some independence.
It's a good time for us to go out and eat some Mexican
But
food.
we love Cinco de Mayo. But I hate the restaurants get too crowded.
Yeah.
Everybody, oh, let's go do Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
So just go get you some ground beef and your favorite things and slap together some home
And some
burritos.
Herb Albert records.
Yeah.
That's what we do. When we do taco night here at Grown Man Record Night, may not be necessarily on a Friday night, but there's been several nights.
Well, you know, I did bring some Mexican music.
We're playing some.
We're listening to Latin.
This is South Pacific.
This is
here.
well.
No,
Viva
what?
Mexico.
This is Viva Mexico.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry.
No, what happened?
South Pacific. Then we're going to Viva.
No, actually, we're listening to this. This is Latin Holiday.
Latin Holiday. Steve said, "Hey everybody."
Don Amore and his orchestra.
Steve said.
So these guys look like they're having fun. It's like, Acapulco, I think.
I think who didn't have a good time at Acapulco?
Who doesn't have Herb Alpert? I didn't bring any Herb because I know you've got Herb Alpert.
I got all of
out the wazoo. I've got all
love
of them
it.
and more. But then I brought the Mexicali Brass.
I love Mexicali Brass.
And we got some Baja Marimba Band.
Yeah, that's good time business.
Julius Wechter. Some good stuff. And how about a little Jose Feliciano?
That's a cool cover, man.
Very
Front
cool.
and back, baby. Look at that.
Really nice.
Oh, that's good.
So I thought I'd just bring those. We might play some. Whatever.
We'll mix some in. The idea was to have mixed some in at this point.
We're mixing this in now.
We're
Latin
mixing
holiday.
it in now. I meant to do some a little earlier, but that's okay.
okay.
That's
It's
all
okay.
right. That's all right. Hey, folks. So we mentioned last week we went to the old Merle Fest here in the Piedmont or foothills region of North Carolina.
Yeah.
We went up there. We saw some business.
We did.
We got up there. We saw a couple of songs of Keller Williams.
One or two.
Song.
One song.
One half of one song.
One half of one song. It was okay. And I heard from our good friend Randy. He said he was all right, but
Well,
yeah.
okay.
Okay. I'd heard he puts on a good show. After that, we saw the Steep Canyon Rangers.
Canyon Rangers.
No Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Still one of the better bluegrass performances. Those guys
Oh,
are
that's good.
super hella tight. Super tight.
Yep.
I really noticed, seriously, musically, they were one of the tighter bands I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah, they're so good, so good.
Well, that's the nice thing about a lot of bluegrass groups is
they know their shit, man.
how that tight, and especially at Merlefest, you can see the
Sure.
best. You can see the best.
And I just want to say about Steve Canyon Rangers. It's not Steve Martin's not a part of the band.
No, they were around a long time.
And they didn't form around Steve Martin. These guys have been doing it.
Yeah,
for
but they wouldn't have
years.
been playing in front of
They wouldn't have- you're
in
right.
front
They would
on the
not have got
lawn
the attention
in
they
Washington
have.
D.C. in front of the Capitol building without Steve Martin being
Sure,
there. So I'm sorry.
but it's one of those where you're like,
It's
and when the both of them
partnership.
are
It's a
together,
partnership.
that's a big time. I mean, come on.
Steve Martin was there with them. What, last year?
Last year, yeah, I should have seen that,
Should have seen it.
but they were still really good.
They were good.
Yeah. So that followed up with the Waybacks album hour.
That's
in which
why we went.
you made the prediction last week.
I
where
did.
They released clues to what they're going to cover a classic album in its entirety. If you didn't see the show from last week, and they released these really cryptic clues.
Yeah.
No layup
I
type clues.
couldn't figure out any of them except for one clue. One clue was almost like an obvious one.
And Steve guessed last week.
And the clue is, a catcher in the rye waxes nostalgic. Well, catcher in the rye, we determined was Yogi Berra is the catcher because he's a rye catcher. It's W-R-Y.
Yeah.
And he said one time, it's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
Which is, stupid to say.
You
but
see a fork in the road.
so deja vu was my guess, and yes, deja vu is what they played.
They played
really
Deja
cool.
Vu, the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young album.
Oh, it's a great album.
All the way through. And if you've not seen the Waybacks, go check out some videos from them. What's the guitar player's guy, the main guy?
Sorry.
Bananas guitar player.
Yeah, he's great.
Out of this freaking
They're from San Francisco, and they're
world.
kind of jam bandish, but they love to do these albums every year, and they've done a lot of great albums. And you can now download them.
John Lauderdale, isn't that his name?
Jim Lauderdale.
Jim Lauderdale.
He's not the guitarist.
He came on and did a
Yeah.
few songs. He did a really good job hitting those weirdo Neil Young registers, which is
Yeah.
not normal for everybody.
Oh,
You know?
it's a chick to it.
No, not for some of them. There was another chick that came on that was real Janis Joplin-y, which I'm
Well, Lauderdale did Cut My Hair, which was great. It's one of my favorites.
did a really good job. So that was a great thing. And then after that, I think you took off. Me and Cameraman
I had to
launched
go.
over, and we watched Dr. Ralph Stanley after we got us a bite to eat. Cameraman was eating like he'd never seen food before.
He's a doctor of medicine.
Cameraman had, what'd you have? Chicken on a stick, and then Cameraman
I
had
had chicken on a stick and egg roll, and then later I went back and had a ribeye sandwich and
Good
French
Lord.
fries, curly fries.
What? Have you never eaten before?
No, it was good.
I just had a bean burrito, which is weird for a Merle
I didn't eat
Fest.
anything there, but I did hit the Long John Silver's on the way home.
And
Oh, we should have done that.
I recommend
Yeah,
it.
dude.
It's the best Long Johns
That's
in
the
the
best Long
country.
I've
John.
heard about it.
So,
Hands down.
but the cool thing, especially for a lot of our folks out of the country and up north, is after that, Dr. Ralph Stanley played.
Yeah.
And how most of you cats would probably know Dr. Ralph Stanley. This is the OG guy playing the OG version of A Man of Constant Sorrow.
Did you hear him sing "Oh Death"?
Yeah.
See, I wanted to stay to hear that.
All I know is I got to see him sing Little Maggie, and that is
Oh,
yonder
death.
stands Little Maggie.
And the dude is like, what, 90
Won't
years
you
old?
spare me over for another?
He's like 90 years
Yeah.
old.
No, seriously, Ricky Skaggs had to point to him to let him know when it was time to harmonize.
Okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't play the
But
instrument
then when
anymore. He played the banjo like crazy.
Yeah.
But then when he stepped up to do it,
It was
Spot
just like
spot on.
he might as well have been 40 years old.
Yeah.
And if you think he sounds old, he sounded that way since he was 40.
He
years
has.
old.
He has.
Yeah. So that's cool. So then after that, we probably dipped out a little bit. After that, we saw a little bit of Ricky Skaggs come up with Stanley. But great show, man. And there was also Merle Haggard, and we missed some other people. Old Crow Medicine Show was
Sure.
there. Donna the Buffalo. They had a lot of other
Sam
cool
Bush.
stuff going on. But we did do a little special thing
yeah.
when we first got there.
We had a couple extra tickets.
I had some extra tickets, and what I
You
did...
had one extra ticket. I had one extra ticket. We put that together to make 2 extra tickets.
And so I figured I'd do the humanitarian thing and go out and donate these tickets to somebody that was looking to get in. And I did the right thing. And I don't know. Was I hung out to dry? I don't know.
We can talk about it. Let's show.
You tell me whether or not I was hung out to dry.
I captured the moment.
Steve captured the moment. So check this out. We'll be right back here in a second. Check out this video.
What are you doing?
Huh?
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm giving away these 2 tickets to Rome. Shh, don't tell him.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
To us. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
know.
You determine whether or not.
You got no love from that guy, and you just gave him like $60 worth of merchandise, or maybe more.
No, 60 times 2. Those were 2 tickets. Those were like $60 a piece. So I looked for this. It was this guy and like a super old guy. Like it was this guy's dad. So it was like 60-year-old guy and like his 90-year-old dad. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna give these dudes some tickets.
Yeah.
They probably had money because dude had like a polo shirt
And
he had
a Clemson logo.
he
on
had
his
a
shirt.
polo shirt that was tucked into his business downstairs.
Okay.
So I figured like, and afterwards I'm like, that dude probably had money anyhow. I
So
should have.
he's made a lot of money as a pig farmer.
But I'm a sucker for an older gentleman. When I see an
Okay.
older grown man,
I didn't know that. I'm a little older. I don't know if I'm old enough for you.
an older grown man gentleman, I'm like, oh, I want to give him my money ticket.
Okay. So you hooked him up.
I hooked him up. What was it, $140 worth of tickets probably?
It's getting more.
Lickety split.
Yeah.
It was a good time. We had a good time at Merle Fest. It was a long ways away. We did big business. We didn't even drink any liquor alcohol.
You can't.
You can't drink
That's
liquor alcohol.
That's the bad news.
And I was like,
about
I'm going to sneak in all this business. I didn't do nothing, none of that. And we just went up there and we had a good time and we enjoyed the music and we came back home and then we enjoyed some Liquor Gentlemen and watched some stand-up comedy.
It was good. It was a good time.
It was still a good time. It was still a good time. So, okay, I tell you what, let's rifle through some of the stuff we played tonight. I'm stabbing people. I can't own it.
We do need a graphic for this one, by the way.
Okay.
What we played.
Okay.
I want to thank Randy for these cool shades, by the way.
Yeah, they got the bifocals.
And they've got these weird bifocals I can read while I'm at the beach.
Read it.
They wouldn't have known that because we're in standard definition.
Yeah, you ain't going to see that.
What are you going to read on it?
Nothing, man.
That's from the Mikey Bananas
What
collection.
did we play? I wasn't even here.
Hey, starting out from the very beginning, Weirdo Business, one of my favorite bands, groups of all time. Boards of Canada, the Campfire Head Phase. Just because we were getting stuff calibrated, and it's one of my favorite groups, and one of the whole lot of people
instead of finish the night with BOC, you start the night with BOC.
Yeah, double cool gatefold. It's one of the represses that came out. Then I came right back after that with something Sean sent us last week, possible theme show material. Living it up Friday night, Bell and James, a little 45. Then I'm dumping out everything.
Yeah.
Hey, let me tell you what. Now we found out
Friday night.
Dial record I picked up at a Goodwill not too long ago called Natural Gas.
Yeah.
And it's on Firebird Records, not the natural gas you're probably thinking of. Internet. Step back, Internet. Take a swig, take a chill. It's not the natural gas you're thinking of.
Right.
However, I talked all this mess up, but we had our man.
It's kind of like a blood, sweat, and tears kind of a.
That's what Michael Cool said.
Yeah.
Now Michael Cool was on here, and I'm like, he's our prog expert, and I'm like, hey man, what do you think about this? I put on side 2 because we'd heard side 1.
We had heard side 1 blew our minds.
Side 1 blew our minds. Side 2 started out. And I'm like, oh
Mary
man.
Tyler Moore?
You're
gonna make it after all.
I've talked all this shit, and then I put it on here, and it's a turd. But
Oh, really?
I
remember liking this whole album. Maybe you were in a wrong frame of mind.
But side 1 is smoking proggy kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I was really proud of picking it up for $1, and then I put the other guy on, and it's like,
Okay.
all right, let me switch this over as soon as I can. Shit.
What you got out of it?
Yeah. Hey, and speaking of Michael, he requested a little Frank Zappa, so I put on a little Sleep Dirt, man. Can't go wrong. This is what I play for my friends that say they don't like Frank Zappa. A lot more structured songs, a lot more fusion-y, a lot more jammy, a lot more funky.
Yeah.
Solid fucking jams from Frank Zappa there.
We've had this discussion before, and that's the one I like.
That's the one cameraman
Okay,
likes. So I don't try to go.
So if you're not a heavy Zappa fan, you might want to try this one.
If you don't like it, I'm gonna go with the weirdest shit I got. No, I'm not that guy. Well, I'll save that for a time where I'm jamming by myself or the cameraman goes to bed or whatever. So when everybody's here that likes the more structured Zappa, I play the more structured Zappa. And then when it's on my business, I'll play my business and some of the stuff that's a little more.
Okay.
Hey, check this out. My dad gave me this pen yesterday.
Yeah?
I got American flag
USA.
pen. USA.
Okay.
I'm dedicating
Why
that
did your dad give you that?
because he's a patriot.
Okay. Listens to
And-
Fox News and stuff.
Right. So
Okay.
I don't know.
America first.
Dr. Deadwax was talking about another like USA Canada kind of rivalry, and I don't
Okay.
know. You got my dad.
So
on,
you got to represent, is what you're saying.
yeah, I got to represent. When you talking about my dad being on the side, I'll be honest with you, folks. I don't like your damn chances.
Hey,
I really don't like your chances. And we'll get into how my dad eats potato chips a little bit later, and that'll have a lot to do with it.
that's a deep team.
It'll have some to do with it. It'll have a little bit to do with it. We'll keep going with what we played this evening. How about little Charles Mingus? Mingus moves.
I love Charles Mingus.
Oh,
He's
man.
that's a brutal
74
dude.
Atlantic, Mingus moves.
He's a serious MF right
Solid.
there.
1974.
Solid performance. All the way through.
I've got 2 Charles Mingus records. And
Fantastic, man.
Very happy.
Played a little Parliament. It wasn't exactly, somebody asked for some funk, and I put on this Parliament. It wasn't as good as I remembered. I don't know, man. I like it. This is, what is that called? What does that say?
Gloria
Glorious-
Stupid.
Gloria Stupid.
Glory Holla Stupid.
And it's, let's see, it's second to the last album by Parliament. This one lets it all hang out with great title track, classic cartoon artwork, record.
Second to last, so it doesn't have the guitarist. What's his face?
What's his face?
No. Well, Bootsy's on
It
here.
was okay. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of funk jams I got that's got like 2 jam and funk tracks and the rest are slow jams.
Yeah.
It's not that. But when I grabbed it, I was thinking Funkadelic, and I'm like, yeah, but I've played Funkadelic recently, so I'll go a little Parliament. That's what I'm thinking in my mind frame there, Steve Fiedler.
Okay.
But when I reached up and grabbed it, I was like, I've got better funk tracks. I should have picked something else. A little something for a little neo-proggy kind of business. We play this a lot here. If it wasn't for a new Boards of Canada record last year, would be my #1 album of 2013, Volto. And this features Danny Carey on drums.
Yeah.
From Tool fame. Very cool. And I didn't realize until...
there's jazz, there's prog.
prog,
it's cool.
fusion, rock, heavy business. Got some heavy tones, heavy guitar tones, and I didn't realize. I don't want to hold it up right now because I'll mess it up. Because I've had some.
Don't touch it.
I've had some stuff to
Just
drink.
don't touch it.
The fourth side, it's a triple, double LP, but the fourth side, it's got an etching on it.
Is there music on this side?
No. It's all etching. It's an etching side, and it's very cool.
You'll have to take his word for it.
But if I start pulling and jabbing stuff out, I'm gonna mess it up.
Things will fall.
And I've got a question about that coming up. So stay tuned.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Another tease.
Hey, how about something that I picked up last week? The Doors Soft Parade side. We played side 2 of this record
Great
tonight.
album.
This may be my favorite Doors, man.
Otis dead and
I don't know.
gone.
Yeah, the second side
Little girl
of
with
Soft
a red
Parade
dress on.
kind of puts me in a place, man.
Oh wow.
And it's a good place.
Okay.
And it's such a poppy place for me.
Yeah.
And it's the right place. It's the right place. It's the right
Okay.
frame of mind. Hey, hell, it's the right time to get in there.
We were there.
We were there. You want to buy tickets? Send me an email and I'll send you a discount ticket. You enter a coupon code. I'll blow your mind. I'll blow your mind. Steve, you played an REM record.
I did. I know you
tell
don't.
me about
I know
this?
you don't like REM. This was purchased yesterday, and we'll talk about that
Yeah.
a little bit.
How much that record cost?
50 cents.
Come on.
And it's in really, really good shape. It feels brand
Come
new.
on, Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
It's Document from 1987 on
Yeah.
IRS Records.
That's cool, man.
A really cool label of the college alt scene.
I'm
in
not
that-
the biggest
during
REM
that
fan,
time.
but you better believe if I'd seen that for 50 cents.
That was a big record right there. That one's got The One I Love on it. This one goes out. You know, that was a
And the End of the
major,
World.
major release.
Cheyenne,
And we heard
Wyoming.
The End of the World.
That's
It's
what he
the
says?
end of the world.
He says Cheyenne, Wyoming right there, right?
No.
No?
I don't know what he said.
No, Jimmy Carter.
Fire!
He's Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Fire.
Hey, I'm still in talks with cameraman on a little trade deal for this particular record. It's a Chuck Berry Pickwick like reissue job, Canadian press.
Yeah.
Sweet
A
little
lot of
rock and
Pickwicks are
roller.
Canadian. I noticed that.
Yeah, this Canadian
Hey, I'll trade
deal.
you that one for a warped Otis Redding.
What's on the back there? That's
We can
cool.
talk about
I like
that.
that. I like the back more than the front, although she's sexy.
You can know nothing about this and still pick it up. Right?
Yeah, look at that cover, man.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Chick smoking.
And, you know, we can't go a few weeks without playing a little timeout. Dave Brubeck. I've had Blue Rondo a la Turk in my head this week. I've been thinking about that timing.
You know, Paul Desmond doesn't get enough credit.
Damn straight. And there's a Paul Desmond, what, quartet?
I believe so. Yeah, he wrote.
I don't have any
he
of that.
basically wrote Take Five. That was his.
It's his shit that comes. Because to me, that album, is, the OG of that album, is one of the most.
You have got a couple versions.
I've got a couple of versions. That one
Is that a mono?
is the
That's stereo.
the best fidelity of any audio that I own.
Right.
And it really hits me when Paul Desmond comes in on that.
Yeah.
And it's like I hear it,
talking about Blue Rondo a la Turk?
I hear it, and when he comes in, I'm just like, oh my god. Yeah, that's when it really comes in.
It's just not the same if you have the mono version.
Mono,
Because
I
they're
love
both
the
in the
mono.
same speaker.
Speaker. Such hipsters. Okay, folks, I've got a little a thing I want to ask about you this evening.
A question.
A question, a poll, if you will. Poll.
We have a question. of the
Not
week,
like not like somebody from Poland.
We
as
don't
much,
have a question of the week graphic.
But I wanted to mention.
Put that in the DR.
DR trimmer mower.
Give me that record back, Jay. Give me that record back.
What, timeout?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I know, and I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately. I've been wondering how you folks out there in GMRN land store your records, because this one is I've moved. Okay, this has got the the plastic is to the outside.
Okay. Easy access.
Right. We do a fair bit of drinking here. It's for me to say.
I'll admit y'all drink more than I do.
Sure.
You'll admit
I'll admit y'all drink more than I do.
it's a brave admission.
And sometimes maybe toward the end of the evening, it gets hard for me to like take especially like inner sleeves and outer sleeves and like match them together, and I'm jamming things back.
And what about those that have the flip? I forget what you call it. It flips out, and then the album goes in the side. You're trying to do something with two hands.
It can be whatever. And so there's.
So what's your question?
My question is, how do you guys store your albums? Because I've seen a lot of people that do this kind of deal, and I've started doing a variation of this already, but it's got me to start thinking. So just to keep from the plastic sticking out, it gets pulled and sticks out way far in my collection.
I'll be honest with you. What I like is like you did there.
Yep.
It's top down.
Top down.
The plastic, but then this one is easy out, so that it locks itself in because of the plastic, but it's easy out here, so you don't have to pull this out.
So here's what I'm thinking.
That's mine, but then some people say something else.
A lot of people, and especially I see this at record shows a lot. So we take the inner sleeve with the top loader guy, right, and you put it on the back.
Oh.
You put it on the back of the record,
Ooh, I
right?
like that.
Now, here's the deal with this, and this has kind of a multi-fold solution
the
for
record
me.
itself is less protected. I'll say that right off the top.
But here's the thing. You would not get any ring wear on the album
Yes, you will.
unless you got your
Unless
shit
you got this guy right here. He's got
crammed
2,000
in there.
records packed into a 1,000 space.
But some of the problems and why some of your covers split is because of the constant in, out, in, out, in, out
And
of the
another
record.
reason the cover split is they're 40 years old.
Well, sure, some of them are fickle to begin with. So the more times you go in
sure.
record, out record, in record, out record, you're going to mess it up. So
Okay.
now we've got, top loading, so it's not going to jack up your stack. You can have your spine pointed to the outside. And then on the back, you actually have your LP. And I know you
so
guys
I'd like
have,
to hear what some of these folks have to say about
and now I can grab the record if I want to, just right out of the business here.
Hey, I thought you were going to move your laptop onto the desk.
We don't have enough cable. We're going to do that.
maybe we can.
One question at a time. You're into another question. You jumping around. ADD, ADHD,
ADDD,
DDD, H for hell. So I don't know. Let us know on the live stream comments. Let us know on the YouTube comments. How do you store your records? I'm kind of digging this. I've never really done this with the inner sleeves on the back like this.
Yeah.
I kind of like that, man. And I think especially since I'm one that I like spirits. I like fellowship. I like hanging out and having a good time. And sometimes I think, especially the rarer the record that it is, I'm gonna mess it up, man. It's like you start like, okay, the inner sleeve, I'm putting it in. This corner gets caught. What am I going to do?
I guess.
Am I going to shove it in there all
In the
hard?
end, it's probably what you're most comfortable doing.
Yeah, I've made some mistakes.
Mistakes have been made.
That is definitely true.
Yep.
That's definitely true.
Okay.
I tell you what, let's take this opportunity to go right into a dig of the week. We got a great
Dig of the week.
dig of the week.
Dig of the week. Dig of the week. Dig of the week. Dig of the week.
Okay, we got some good stuff. Steve, tell us about there was a sale going on.
Well, every year
Uh-huh.
we have a local organization called the Shepherd Center of Winston-Salem.
Like Jesus Christ, he was a
Well,
shepherd.
yeah, this organization is there to help elderly folks, mainly give them something to do.
Sure.
It's more of a recreational thing, I think. I could be totally wrong, but to me it seemed like it gives them something to do during the day, so they organize things for them to do. And as a fundraiser every year they have this book sale. And they have it over at the Coliseum where they have a big education building, big empty space for whatever.
Right.
Just full of books, but back in the back corner, they have a table or two set up with records, of course. So there's where there's books, like where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's books, there's usually records. So I've been over there a few times, and this year, of course, was a good year to go.
You went first thing, though.
I went first thing Thursday when they opened at 9 o'clock. I got over there and noticed a lot of folks like me were there.
People that run record stores.
Record store owners, as well as some of those, old-time diggers that are like, hey, it's good to see you again. Like, you see these guys all these places.
Repeat players.
But still, I was able to buy, that day, I bought 41 records.
Jesus, dude.
40 singles in one box set.
Because how much were they?
They're 50 cents a piece.
Ew.
Yeah. And I went back that night. My wife bought a bunch of books, and I was like, I'll take you over there. I bought four more. And I took you over there today.
Yeah.
And you got a few, and I got 4 more. So I ended up with 49 records, which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. But they're all good, and a lot of them are in just immaculate condition.
Yep. The ones that were in rough shape, I just kind of left.
I don't want to show you everything because we'll be here all night. But I'm going to show you.
I'm not even going to touch mine.
I'm going to show you a few records. You're not touching any of yours.
No, one. I'm touching one of those tonight.
Okay, you've got plenty to talk about without that, don't you?
Without that, but go ahead. Tell us a little bit about what you picked up.
Okay, well well, first of all, what we played was REM Document, 1987 IRS.
That was from the same
This is one of those that I got today or yesterday. But real quick, how about Spirit's first album on Ode Records?
Yeah, man, Spirit's good. Cameraman really likes Spirit.
And I'm not going to give you a bunch of facts because I just got these. I stayed up till 4 in the morning last night, actually, in putting all my records into my database. So I'm real tired.
Yeah.
Another IRS record. This is the Bears, and if you don't know the Bears, and you probably don't, it's a band. Adrian Belew. If you look at that picture on the front, it looks like a Mad Magazine art. The guy in the corner with a guitar in his hand is Adrian Belew, and these are his buddies from Cincinnati area that I guess he was in a band. He's in a band with, outside of King Crimson and the other projects he does.
Yeah.
Bad Company's first album.
Company.
I believe that's a reissue, but it's like a year later reissue.
Yeah.
Swan Song Records, of course, from the Led Zeppelin company. How about some Georgia Satellites?
Dude, in the 80s, when I was a little kid,
These are all 50 cents, by the way.
I wanted a clear acrylic guitar so bad.
I got a little chain in
my pocket going jingle-a-ling. Call you on the telephone, baby. Give you a ring.
Because I spent a lot of my formative years in Georgia, and I really hated that song big time. But
clear guitar though,
it's a fun group.
Sure.
It was a fun video.
Yeah, absolutely.
James Gang Rides Again. This was your album was the first album.
Yeah, the one I have without a
It's
cover.
called this is going to fall out the bottom. And this is called James Gang Rides Again. Your album had Funk 48. This is your James Gang Rides Again, which had the song everyone heard is Funk 49. You know, burn out, a bump out, a burn it down, burn out. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to college with a guy that played that song. Actually taught me how to play that song on guitar.
Here's one that I find most interesting.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Because it's got so many little parts about it. This is the Guess Who. I forget the name of it. It's not on the front. It's not on the back. It looks like one of these things you send out. They send you and you try to send in to win a sweepstakes.
The Thriller and Manila envelope.
Win more cash than you could possibly use in a lifetime. And then there's all these, enter fast, play fast, win fast, live fast.
I feel like you're saying fast.
Includes their new hit album, which of course is the album. But there's also, all this crazy.
Oh, look at that cowboy area.
Crazy stuff in here.
You mispronounced. Maybe they say live fast.
Yeah,
live,
that's what it is.
Live and live. Spell it.
And it even comes with one of those. Okay, the album's called Artificial Paradise. I believe it's 1973.
Lightning crashes.
Dear dreamer of the good life, how many times do you find yourself saying, "Why can't I get anywhere?" Well, anyway, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but
Please don't read that whole thing.
one of these.
No, don't do that.
And it's the wacky,
small right.
the wacky sleeve on the inside.
What is this?
The Guess Who.
It's still in that same bit.
Yeah, this is all part of it.
That's a lyric sheet, right?
Yeah, lyric sheet on the back of that. So it just goes on and on and on with all these cool elements, and it's all there. I believe it's a promo copy because there's a big notch taken out of it right here. But you know what?
Punch hole.
I'm real happy to have that. How about, you may remember Marshall Crenshaw. Here's Marshall Crenshaw, the self-titled debut album. I believe it's 1982.
How much we appreciate Girlfriend?
He played Buddy Holly in La Bamba, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Marshall Crenshaw from Michigan. I thought he was from Athens, but I don't think he is. Marshall Crenshaw. Someday,
I saw another.
His hit was "Someday, Some Way."
What's the band you got last week? Is Mitch Easter's in?
Let's Active.
There was another one at CFPG's.
One more in the rockish area.
Right out there.
The Boomtown Rats. This is a 12-inch single, and it's amazingly good. It's like ska music actually. I didn't know the Boomtown Rats that well. I know. Bob Geldof is the singer for the Boomtown Rats, and I don't like Mondays and wah wah wah. But this is a really great album.
Like Garfield.
A few jazz albums real quickly. This one's called Cecil Taylor, 3 Phases. I don't know. He's smoking a cigarette in black and white.
There you go.
But you know what? What I liked about it was I looked on it and I noticed there's only 2 songs on this album.
What?
And I'm a big fan of long fucking songs, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get into this. It described it as free jazz a little bit. And some of the descriptions, so I'm a fan of that to begin with. California Concert. I listened to this last night, and it's really, really good. I was worried because it's kind of the Bob James players. It's George Benson, Freddie Hubbard, but there is, I noticed, your drummer boy,
Billy Cobham.
Billy Cobham's on there, and Stanley Turrentine. And
that's good.
It's A&M stuff, but it's an amazing album. It's a live album concert in California, of course.
Sure.
How about Miles Davis? This is my first Miles Davis album.
Is that
50 cents, by the way.
Did I not tell you he had a relationship with Porgy and Bess?
So is that on there?
It's Porgy and Bess, dude.
The whole thing?
You picked that up for 50 cents?
Sure.
Oh, come on, Steve.
I'm real happy.
Come on.
Columbia Records, Miles Davis, Porgy and Bess.
That one holds a spot in my
heart.
heart.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
Tell him the story, cameraman.
You got a story about Porgy and Bess?
Didn't I tell you?
Well,
he had a Porgy and Bess story.
Did you shit your pants?
I bought a compilation of classical music, quote unquote, and it had Gershwin's Porgy and Bess.
Record stuck.
Is it really?
Yes.
I'll take care of that here in a second. No, but it was. It ain't necessarily so.
Okay.
And it stuck with me.
And we used to laugh about it because it was like I don't know. It was just something about it. And so it was a good time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
That was out there for 50 cents.
50 cents.
Here's one.
Here's okay. I'll throw this one out real quick. Chick Corea, Touchstone. I haven't listened to this yet. you know, Chick Corea. Are you all right?
Yeah.
He played with
Chick Corea.
Return to Forever.
You mean like?
But there's some amazing players.
Good thing you're wearing shades.
Stanley Clarke, Al Di Meola, of course, his buddies from Return to Forever, Lenny White, Paco de Lucia, some other folks on here. I don't know, but it looks like an amazing record, and I hope it's good. I'm gonna cross my fingers on that.
Yeah.
I listened to this one last night because Lee Marvin's on it, and this was a show I didn't even know existed. M Squad, music from M Squad, and it's got music. Count Basie's got a song on here. A couple songs by a man named Johnny Williams.
It's got to be John Williams.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Composer.
Yeah.
Looks film noir.
Mr. Star Wars. It looks very cool, very film noir.
Yeah.
And I just love Lee Marvin, and I wish I need to find this show.
Actually. I bet you're a big Lee Marvin fan. Always double back for your friend, right?
A few more, really quickly. UK, Night After Night. You may not know UK. UK is a kind of a group after a group. John Wetton, Bill Bruford.
Yeah.
Got together with a couple other players, and I apologize. I believe Eddie Jobson.
Twice.
It's prog. It's almost like
Steve.
pop prog or whatever. It's a progressive music. Very good. This is a live album of, but Bill Bruford's not in the group at this point. Terry Bozzio's playing drums.
Get out of here.
So yeah, I haven't listened to this
Really?
yet, but I do have the UK album that came out before this with
Very cool.
Bruford.
Yeah, man. That's big time business.
This one doesn't have a cover.
Yeah.
But I didn't see it for the first 2 times I went. I saw it today. This is Philip Glass, Glassworks.
What?
I know.
Love it.
50 cents.
Come on, man.
It was still 50 cents.
Philip Glass is one of those like composers in the face of like being weird composers.
Well, he's a minimalist. He's an excellent minimalist composer.
A lot of people don't get that.
Here's one I haven't heard yet. This is called Lost in the Stars.
Should have got this.
The music of Kurt Weill.
Come on.
Like from the German music guy from the early 1900s. And the reason I picked it up is I noticed there's a few players on here.
I'm going to throw
Todd
up.
Rundgren.
I'm going to throw up.
Not yet. Who else is on here? Sting's on here. Lou Reed's on here.
Okay.
Tom Waits.
Yeah.
And somebody named John Zorn.
Guys, okay.
And when I saw that, I grabbed it and I thought, he didn't see this.
Oh my God. John Zorn is one of my musical heroes. And I picked that record up. I put it in my hands and I was rifling through shit so fast. I'm just like, oh, it's a compilation. I see some people, and I put it back down.
Yeah.
If I should have been paying more attention.
You got to.
That's what happens. That's
and last but not least, and you might wonder why it's last but not least, because it's what a symphonic music. Okay, this is Darius Milhaud, and I don't know how to say Milhaud. I think he's French. Because the name of this is La Création du Monde.
What does du monde mean?
The world of the world. Monde is the world. Creation of the world. And I know Milhaud from music appreciation class, and he was 20th century. He's kind of out there. He's kind of, it's not your standard symphonic music.
Yep.
I'm interested in stuff like that. And this thing, I wish you could feel this because it's so thick. There's a book in here too, I guess.
So she said, Steve.
But it's a great recording. In fact, I found a website called vinylfanatics.com, and they list 10 recommended audiophile LPs.
Yeah.
This is listed as one of the 10 that you should listen to due to its audio. It's the RCA Living Stereo, which is they introduced 3 mics in a stereo back in the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
It's from 1963. It's RCA Victor, and
Wouldn't that make it?
Apparently, it's worth some coin. Not people are paying it, but people are asking a lot of money for this record.
They are. I saw that.
Very, very pleased to pick that up.
Yeah.
And it's actually really good music too. I've been listening to it. It's excellent. So.
That's cool business.
Viva Mexico.
Viva Mexico. Viva la raza.
That's what we're listening to right now, by the way. Another
Viva Mexico.
some Mexican music.
No,
this is actually the Mexican orchestra.
Back to Latin holiday?
Back to Latin holiday.
Oh, we're back to Latin holiday. I'm
Same
sorry.
side.
What do I know?
Over there.
I don't see things.
You're not
Mexico
looking
is
through your
Latin-
Because these aren't my
bifocals.
real glasses. These are.
You should
I
look through
can't
your
see.
bifocals.
My
Or
glasses
borrow
aren't.
mine?
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I'll pick up the old. I think you pull it. You want to pull it?
No,
I think you pull it.
no, I'm good. I'm good.
I actually went over. I did end up going over to the 50-cent book sale today.
You did.
But yesterday, I was over in our city, Greensboro. I went to another music store over there and picked up some good business. And I got such good shit over there that I'll save my stuff from the book sale for next week. Okay. Except for one record I'm going to talk about. I shouldn't be beating on them like that.
Oh.
I'm gonna save that shit because I got some good stuff, and I got one major thing in the mail that's gonna blow your mind, my mind, my downstairs mind.
You got fresh underwear on?
That was your mind. That was your mind.
Okay.
Fucking mind. So I picked up a couple of several good dollar records this week, in addition to some cool stuff. How about a little Emerson, Lake and Palmer? This is Welcome Back, My Friends, to the show that never ends.
Welcome back.
Ladies and gentlemen, triple LP.
Triple.
Everybody,
E.
most people know this record. It's got
L. P.
Look at that.
Whoa.
Yeah, baby.
Is that a
Get over there.
Yeah, that's a little.
Look at that.
Those are cutouts.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Okay.
And they're all in decent shape. I
wonder what that stands for.
I have to tell you,
ELP.
it was $1, and I don't know what the deal was, but the records look to be in pretty good shape. Probably need a good cleaning.
I think it stands for Electronic Light Production.
I'm pretty sure. I looked it up in my electronics manual, and that's what it
Electric
said.
Light People.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the oh God, Jay, I'm gonna need you to look down in there behind that record in the back.
No.
Hand me that Ramsey Lewis down there.
This one?
Yes.
This one?
Yes. We
Oh
hadn't
my
played
God.
it yet.
You dropped Jesus. You dropped Jesus.
I want to tell you,
You fell right on his face.
there are a couple of artists that not only reminded me of things that I really like to hear.
Don't worry, you weren't on TV.
In terms of good music and good record dig finds.
Yeah.
And also, not to mention good digs that you can find consistently for $1 if
Yeah.
you pay attention.
Yeah.
But these two remind me specifically of the early days of Grown Man Record Night.
Okay. When
Where-
you were a young man,
I had a record collection.
wasn't quite this big.
It wasn't quite this big. It wasn't the dopest record collection, but I was.
But it was your record
It was
collection.
mine, and I was really excited about it. And these are two guys that I found consistently right up front, artists that I could find fairly cheap, and everything I got from them, I'm like, damn, this shit is good. Why have I never heard this before? Why have I never had like an older cat come up to me and be like, yo, have you ever heard blah, 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 blah?
You're talking about Jimmy Smith, right?
No, sir. Herbie Mann, Waterbed. Pick this up for $1. I've got several Herbie Mann records.
The Flautist.
Flautist. Several, and you can find these consistently for $1. And you'll find them some places a little more than that. But no, just wait. Because sooner or later, they'll end up at your local Goodwill or your local digging spot. Your like budget digging spot. You'll pick them up.
Yeah. I passed on a couple of Herbies today. They were pretty beat up.
I have passed on them before, but
If they're beat up, pass on them because you'll see them again.
absolutely. Never seen this one, and it's in great shape. 50 cents. No, that was $1. Give me a break.
I had 45 this week. By the way.
45? I think Cameron's got 45. Check this out. Here's another one. This is another one. The other one that reminds me of Ramsey Lewis. This is Don't It Feel Good. Where is this? 75 on CBS. Now, I've got several Ramsey Lewis. I've got from the Ramsey Lewis Trio,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Oh, yeah.
traditional jazz.
Don't go wrong with the trio.
Right, to straight up Ramsey Lewis, which goes into like
Salongo.
funk.
Oh, it's weird.
I mean, funk up your biscuit hole.
Yeah.
And it starts to kind of veer over into a little disco. And it brings it back. So
Ward really likes this one too.
it's great. That's a great album. Fantastic. Because all these records from CFBGs in Greensboro are actually put on the table. Listen to them a little bit.
Yeah.
Are they too messed up? They don't do a good job of like.
You put some back, didn't you?
I'll put some back.
Okay. Good.
A good band, man. George Duke, who we lost
He's a
last
band.
year. Don't Let Go, George.
George sometimes would.
78 CBS.
Sometimes you go wrong on George. You know, you got to start with Frank Zappa.
Frank Zappa, I think he played with Miles Davis a little bit.
Yeah, probably.
One of the best keys players of all time, man. Of all time.
He's out there. That's a good record, though. I have that one. Don't Let Go. He's wearing his little robe.
Yeah, that I sampled through that, and it was fantastic. It was really good.
Sometimes it's hard to get a real good feel when you just drop the needle a few places without really feeling the record through. But yeah. That's good business, though.
It is, and I was good to pick that up.
You picked it up for $1?
For $1, because there's been a few times that I've seen that and I've been like, and some of his later stuff, and I'm like, because the shit was Zappa.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bananas off the charts. But some of his later stuff is like, ooh, baby. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I appreciate you there, Dookie. But pick it up a little bit.
The Clark Duke Project's a good example. Stanley Clark and George Duke.
Absolutely.
I want you, sweet baby.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving.
Whatever.
This is somebody that, speaking of the Grown Man Record Night Library, straight ahead, Eddie Lockjaw Davis with the Tommy Flanagan Trio. Now this is, man, it's
Eddie Lockjaw.
I've not listened to this. This is 76 on Pablo Records.
Pablo.
But I've got 2 other Eddie Lockjaw Davis, and that was one of those when I first started collecting jazz records many moons ago.
I love the name.
Yeah, exactly. He was
Lockjaw.
One of those. It reminded me of when Bill Cosby talked about jazz records.
Yeah, down in the basement, listen to his records.
Yeah, when he talked about jazz, they always had like a nickname like Lockjaw.
Yeah.
So when I saw somebody that was like Eddie Lockjaw Davis, I have no effing idea who you are.
Johnny Guitar Watson.
Exactly. But I'm buying it. If it's cheap enough, I'm buying it because I don't know. And you guys kind of sound like you know what you're doing. I'm a musician. Yeah. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'd like to appreciate when somebody else recognizes that I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's Mikey Bananas. He's got his guitar. He's doing his thing. Hey, back up. He's going to do something. He's going to do something. I know what he does. Back up. He's going to do something. Eddie Lockjaw Davis, back up. He's going to do something.
Okay.
And I've for the last 3 records that I've picked up, I have not been disappointed that he did pick up his instrument and do something. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, not at all.
Give him a little room. Give him a little room. He's going to do something.
Okay.
And he does something.
He's got a name. Let him do it.
Yeah. Let him do it. This is a weirdo record I picked up. This is the only one I'm going to show from the 50-cent book sale that we went to today. After we went to Burger King. That's the first time I went to a fast food restaurant and sat inside. And we, a long time. Now let me tell you a little story.
Inside.
So let me set the stage here now. It's been a long time. I went into a fast food restaurant. We went in there and we ordered as a Burger King restaurant. I got one of those two for $5, the mix and match. I got one of those double chicken sandwiches, like the Big King chicken.
Big King.
That and the Big King beef. And
so you got chicken and a beef.
A chicken and a beef. And then we sat down and we started eating our sandwich.
I had fellowship.
Some soda drinking. I just have to have water because I don't like to pay for things. And there was a couple of African American. It was an African American couple just next to us, adjacent to us.
Yeah. What were they talking about?
I don't know who's this Jason cat is, but he's always up next to somebody.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This Jason cat. He's always like, huh? Jason's always up against. This couple was talking about abortion.
Oh.
I don't know.
Nice dinner conversation.
There was some pro, there were some cons, there were some arguments, and then they're like, I know, that's all I'm saying. Fries in the kitchen. And then it kind of just died down.
Okay.
But so that means you're pro. I don't know, I think that means I'm against.
Oh, I thought they were talking about having an abortion.
And then they kind of just brought it down. And they started munching on some Burger King.
Some bloody fries.
It's bloody fries, like down south. Down south. I don't. Okay. We'll keep moving.
So this is from today.
This is from today. That's the long and short of it. Jimmy Steig.
I would guess Steig.
Monium. This is
Man, I'll tell you.
74 CBS.
That man has a big flute.
Now,
I would think the ladies probably think he doesn't have a big flute, but he's got a big flute.
the reason I bring this cat
Show
out.
him how big his flute is.
Now, the
Look at
reason
that.
I bring this cat out on.
How big that flute is.
I'm not
A
bringing out
monster
any of
flute.
those 50 Cent guys this week. The reason I'm bringing this guy out,
That guy's swinging for the fence.
because you know why he's swinging for the fence?
Why?
At age 19, he was involved in a motorcycle accident,
Yeah?
left him paralyzed on one of his damn sides.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so for some years afterward, he played the flute with the help of a special mouthpiece. So if you notice,
Oh, wow, look, there's a little addendum to the flute there.
he has a special mouthpiece.
What the hell kind of flute is that?
He's a parallelogram. So if you hold it up,
That is the biggest flute I have ever seen.
that's what I'm saying. He's a parallelogram. That's all I'm saying.
But that's we listened to a couple tracks on your phone.
Blowing it up.
That's awesome.
He kind of goes in, flute, and you're like,
Yeah, it's like-
all right, it's a dude playing a flute. And then I skipped ahead a little bit, and then the drums come in, and it starts getting fucking gnarly, right?
Yeah.
So I bought it, 50 cents.
There you go.
Oh, money in the bank, baby.
Your life is different.
Come on, man. Money in the
You're
bank.
a new banana.
How about a new banana? Plantain. Like a little plantain. When I go on vacation, I'm a plantain. Mountain. Nantucket Sleigh Ride. Second Mountain album. Picked it up for $4. It's not in the best shape when you look at it, but put it on the table, put the headphones on. It's not so bad. It's not so bad. Jamming guitars.
Nantucket what?
Nantucket Sleigh Ride. Jesus, man. That's just. I've got Mountains Climbing, which is the predecessor for all the stoner rock.
What year is this? Do you know?
74, I think. 71. I'm sorry, 71. And that's the second Mountain record. But that really leads the way when it comes to like stoner rock,
Yeah.
doom metal kind of stuff.
Okay.
Those thick guitar tones that you find on those Mountain
Why do you like
records.
that stoner rock so much?
Oh man. That mountain. Is
He likes
so
the desert.
Good,
The
man.
mountains.
So good.
And all the rocks in the mountains.
Desert
Hey,
versus
check
mountains.
this out. Never seen this before.
I have. I've seen it
Johnny
100 times.
Johnny McLaughlin, electric guitarist.
Is that the son of John McLaughlin?
No, it's John McLaughlin.
Oh.
Let me just run through some of these players here before I hand this up. Not only is it John McLaughlin, Billy Corn on the Cobham, which we love here, Jerry Goodman, Jesus, and tons of players. Hold that guy up. And this is 1978. That's his fifth studio album.
Yeah.
I tend to not pass on anything that's John McLaughlin because he's one of the most.
I won't pass if I can afford it. I've seen some records that were too pricey.
There were some, actually a couple up there that was $10, $12. I'm like, no, I'll find those for less than that.
Yeah.
But I will have to say, over the years that I've played guitar, collected music, been a human being, whatever,
And
he's one of the most bananas guitar players I've ever heard.
It was a pleasure to see him last year in Durham, right?
We should have both went to hear John McLaughlin play in Durham, and neither one of us.
Stupid.
Neither one of us did that.
Neither one of us.
It's stupid. Okay, how about I picked up the best of Eric Burden and the Animals, one of my new favorite acts.
I thought that was Liza Minnelli.
This is MGM. This is 60,
Looks like Liza Minnelli.
68, I think, something like that. So it's got a lot of. I checked
Is it the Animals or Eric Burden and the Animals?
both.
Okay.
And I checked. I actually looked up. I spent so much of a long time in this record store. That,
Sound like you were doing a lot of research.
yeah, I was.
Which is good.
I was actually on the clock.
If you got time, that's good.
Cool. But I looked up all the Eric Burden and the Animals albums that I have. I've got the best of.
Yeah.
And I've got a best of the early Animals featuring Eric Burden. One of these weird Pickwick. One of the Pickwick repress albums, and I didn't have any of these songs. That was the bigger ticket item.
In England
from that
they
day.
say reprise, but here we say repress.
Repriserson, A-E-I-O-U, and sometimes Wiserson.
We got to respect
folks.
Queen's English.
Last but not least.
Last but not least, for my dig of the week, let me tell you what. I have never been so excited to get some record albums in the mail, except for when I got all my boards of Canada. But you guys know the story of all that. I ordered this because I'd listened to the damn record so many damn times on the damn digital, like YouTubes, and I'd listened to it so many times. I'm like, you know what? I should probably give some of these guys my damn money because I've enjoyed this record so much over the past several years, months, weeks, not years.
Yeah.
The Ohm Advatic Songs. Am I saying that right?
Advatic? Maybe.
Yeah.
Advatic.
It's the 2000 release. It's the 2012 release on Drag City. Now they've released some other stuff on some other labels, including Southern Lord.
They're from San Francisco?
San Francisco group. Now, this is basically Sleep. Now, if you're not familiar with Sleep, the way I know
I'm not.
Sleep more than anything, yeah, you do. Dope Smoker. That LP with the dudes going across the desert.
Me?
Dope Smoker.
Are you calling me names?
Sleep Dope Smoker is like legendary stoner doom kind of stuff. But these guys, once Sleep kind of broke up, this is considered experimental drone metal, whatever you want to call it. I think it's no.
How did you make that Atari sound with your mouth?
It's not.
It's not. Great sound. Do it again. Do it again.
It's not like Sun.
I can't do it again.
It's not like Sun. It's not like Sun.
Okay.
This is like elements of stoner rock mixed with Byzantine and Gregorian chant.
Byzantine?
Right.
And Gregorian chant?
Right. It's very spiritual.
It looks the album cover looks spiritual. We got
absolutely
Jesus there.
No.
Or John the Baptist.
John the Baptist.
That's John the Baptist.
John the Baptist.
Well, I said that. Or John the Baptist.
I gotta say,
right.
Only Jesus traditionally is portrayed with the halo, right?
No. Anyone who's achieved a sainthood is given the halo.
There you go.
Only Jesus had the halo.
No, sorry. No.
Oh,
no.
I'm so sorry.
Anyone portrayed as a saint is
given
the halo.
I misknew that.
Let's take a lap. Let's take a lap.
I'll be back in about 5 minutes.
It's no big deal. Let's just all take a lap. Folks, sit down your internet machine. Go run your lap.
You have to think that maybe back in the day when the spacemen arrived and they had these domes on their head that people maybe thought they were saints as well.
It's true. But basically, folks, the long and short of it, this is Sleep minus Matt Pike.
From the Matt
plus
Pike,
a bunch of like peyote.
From the Matt Pike set.
I don't know, man. They're really into spirituality.
Okay.
And, it's
I'll
one of the best albums I've heard in 10 years.
Peyote.
One of the best albums I've heard in 10 years.
Yeah.
Think about that.
We should play it soon.
So we're going to play that soon after the show. It's the 5th studio album by Ohm. They got a bunch of other stuff, but this one just really strikes a chord in me.
Is that OHM, like ohms?
No, OM.
Okay.
OM.
Like ohm.
It's got some mixed reviews. Some people were really
apparently, you know,
more.
every sound, every vowel is in the word ohm. If you say it properly, if you say it like you're
Advatic Songs album cover again visits the Christian iconography. The cover of Advatic Songs features the
at least every sound you need to know.
John the Baptist.
John the Baptist.
We're going to listen to that. I'm so excited to hear that. And I wanted to mention before we close out this dig of the week, which is coming up in just a second, I actually picked this album up off of eBay, and it's not something I've done in a little while. I've bought several things from eBay, but I actually saw this in our local record store in Greensboro.
Did they write you a little note there?
But they were.
Do they speak Ebonics?
The one I saw in Greensboro was kind of beat up and had some ringware in it in the damn store in my local spot. So I did want to mention this is from Give Them Some Credit, Cargo Music in San Diego, California. I ordered this off of eBay.
They drew a treble clef.
The packaging was immaculate. They had it packaged just right.
They wrote on it, "Be careful, this is vinyl."
Yeah, totally. All over the cardboard, like "Do not bend," fragile, vinyl record.
We here might be a reason for the people.
Yeah, some people, but still. But these guys, they wrote on here, "Thank you, enjoy," and they sent me some stuff.
What's the best part?
They sent me a coupon for
What's
a
that?
What's the best part? You got it right
bicycle
there.
website, and they sent me a maze.
The funnest part.
Yeah.
Check this out.
That's awesome.
A for
Look at
real
that.
maze.
All I had to do is go to Copier and make you that, but that's pretty cool.
But seriously, all joking aside, because I know there's a lot of cats out there that buy a lot of stuff online, and there's people that just send shit kind of willy-nilly, and you get it, and you're like, what the fuck, man? I paid $20, $30 for this, and you sent it like layered in saran wrap.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people complaining about that.
Yeah, okay. Let me just say, Cargo Music, San Diego on eBay, legit. They did it the right way. When I got my shit, it looked the right way, okay? We're going to play the record coming up, and we'll see what it really involves.
I just made my way through the maze.
You made it what? You made
I was doing it while you were talking.
Draw it on.
No, I'm not drawing.
All right.
I don't want to ruin it.
But for real, Cargo Music,
did it with
San
my
Diego,
mind.
Thank you very much. That was very, very cool packaging. Very good customer service. Very impressed with it. Wrap up this dig of the week. We're going into the soda speak.
Man, we got to eat some chips.
Thirsty.
We got to eat some chips
I'm so thirsty.
fast.
But
Oh, we're going to
Paul,
drink some chips. Chips or soda?
let's go right to soda.
Okay.
Let's go right to soda. And the reason we're going to do this soda is because we got a special event coming up this weekend. What, tomorrow? Is it tomorrow?
I believe it's
tomorrow.
usually it's on Saturday.
And this is not something that I normally enjoy, but you know, I'm willing to give it a shot. You know,
We have someone in the house who lived in Kentucky for quite some
True.
time.
What was the
True.
soda this week? I forgot already.
it's a mint julep.
I'll find it.
Yeah. And so the reason we're doing mint julep is because we have Kentucky.
Are you saying? Did I hear you say soda and mint julep in the
Yeah,
same
we're
sentence?
doing,
Mint julep
I found it.
soda.
Kentucky Derby
You might have to open that. Kachanga.
tomorrow day.
Oh, okay.
Tomorrow day.
So this is a mint julep soda.
It says plantation style. So if you're a minority, what I'm going to need you to go ahead and do before we drink this soda.
Hey, no, hey, no. Mikey Bananas should not go there.
No.
No, don't.
Okay.
Just stop.
So if you're a
Somebody who likes mint.
Plantation style.
If you need the address of the Underground Railroad, send me a private message. If you send me a private message, I'll send you the explicit directions for the Underground Railroad.
Okay, it smells minty.
It smells minty, Steve?
You ever had a mint soda before?
No, I don't like mint.
I'm gonna try this.
Canteen's will. So you know the traditional mint julep, what is that? It's a Kentucky bourbon, lime,
It's like,
mint.
It's like toothpaste.
Tastes like toothpaste.
Colgate?
Yeah, maybe Yeah, I think not Crest. Colgate.
It's made with cane sugar.
Try that.
What's the company here?
I don't know.
I'm gonna give it a shot.
Carl?
I picked this up at World Market, I believe. Back then, they have them on sale, $1 a piece.
Let's hold that up.
It's not terrible.
I tell you what it reminds me of.
Safety drink there.
It's toothpaste.
Reminds me of Wrigley's Spearmint.
Okay, that's a better description than toothpaste.
Oh, you'll get a better RBI if you.
Yeah,
have,
you'll feel better about it if you say it's
That's
like
Wrigley's
it's like
Spearmint.
Wrigley's Spearmint gum.
Makes your RBI
Yeah.
better.
Let's pass that around. You want to try that? A little Wrigley's Spearmint gum
I trust you.
soda.
You're a Cubs fan, so you say Wrigley's. Okay, I get it.
Damn straight. Woo!
Oh, them.
Yeah, that wasn't bad though.
What did they
I mean,
build?
This is from the Trona Bottling Company, Natrona,
When did they
Pennsylvania.
build
Pennsylvania.
Field?
it's in the O's.
Really?
You know what's funny about this? It's cane sugar.
Yeah.
It has blue number 1, yellow number 5, yet the mother is pretty clear.
Pretty clear, but the blue
There is
number
some
1.
color to it.
It's blue and yellow makes green.
This one would trip up Mr. Bossman.
Bossman. Blue number 1.
That makes him catatonic.
Blue number 1 will send him into Seizureville. He'll turn into Michael J. Fox like that. Like that. A fight.
Okay. That is a
fight.
Interesting soda. I thought it would be worse. To be honest with you.
I did too. I really thought that would be worse. That's not so bad.
It almost feels like I had a breath mint and a soda at the same time.
I should probably pour it with some vodka here in just a second.
If only your teeth.
How about let's have some chips with it?
Chips. Let's wrap up, so to speak. We're going to go to Chip Chat. And I tell you, we're continuing our special edition of Chip Chat. We're continuing over several weeks here.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Bossman going out of town and procuring some special chips throughout many of our groceries that are local to our southeast North
bodegas
Carolina,
in our area.
South Carolina, Georgia area.
Yeah, these are.
And this is part of our thing called what would we like to call the store brand challenge.
That's not store brand.
Not store brand?
Nope, that one is, but this is not.
Okay.
This is just, you're not familiar with Golden Flake because they don't sell them a lot around here.
That's from Birmingham.
I saw them a lot in Georgia.
Okay, so tell me about Golden Flake.
That's just a regional.
What is wrong with you?
Careful now.
What is wrong
It's
with
mint
you?
julep. It's a
Yeah.
regional chip. Alabama, Georgia. They actually came to Georgia. I have a friend of mine who was an advertising major. And they came to them and gave them a project and said, hey, what can you do to make our chips better?
Really?
They gave them all these great ideas, and they took the ideas and actually used them.
Really?
Yeah.
A little background.
So what do we have here? We have a Golden Flake hot,
Hot chip.
thin and crispy, called thin and crispy, hot.
You know what immediately comes to mind? That's a damn good beer chip.
Hot fries.
Yeah. It's like a hot fly, Andy Caps hot fries type flavor on a real thin chip.
That's good.
That is very good.
That's a beer chip. Get you a bag of these, a couple of cold beers, and you'll be making babies in 6 hours. Promise you. Even if you're not fertile. Downstairs, eat these chips, a little mint julep, little record album. Boom, children, all over.
Little ohm.
Little ohm coming up. You'll have children all over the place.
Okay.
Half of them growing out of the wall.
Okay.
Cameraman comes in with a machete. Life's over as you know it. Hey, part of our store brand challenge. Little Piggly Wiggly. We got a little Porky P up in this mug. This is barbecue kettle cooked. Piggly Willy. God, it's loud.
Piggly Willy.
Piggly Willy.
Now, you covered a kettle chip Piggly Wiggly last week. Was it this cheddar sour cream?
That's true.
Or no, it's sour cream and cheddar.
Yeah.
Remember
it was
that?
backwards.
They switched it up on us.
This is their kettle cooked barbecue.
Okay.
Oh man. Let's hold that up there, Jamin.
Nice crunch, but also a nice potato taste. Look at that one, it's got some burn marks on it.
Yeah. That's real slack on the flavor. In a good way.
Are they branded the same as their flaky pork tenders?
It's much more
Think about it a second. Flaky pork tenders.
it's much more potato than it is barbecue.
I've still got the heat from the hot chip in there.
But sure, yeah, which is a good combination. Think about that though. There's more potato than there is barbecue,
Yeah, no.
which is very rare
I
for a damn store
like
brand
that.
chip.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's totally rare for a store brand chip.
Well, I do know folks that prefer this chip over the others, where it's like just covered in the powder, and that's
Right.
okay. But I'm more of I like Charles's chip. We haven't covered Charles's chips.
These taste smoky.
If anybody out there has Charles's chips, please send us some.
Yeah, in the can.
Charlie's chips.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Hey, let's wrap up this edition of Soda Speak. I mean, Chip Chat. I mean, life. I mean,
Show's canceled. The show's canceled.
Show's canceled. I'm gonna hang myself with a bunch of shoestrings that I've saved up.
Shoestrings.
Shoestrings. I don't have much to live for, folks. But that's all right. Potato chips and record albums will keep me alive one more week, and we'll come back here next week with another Grown Man Record Night with more sodas and more chips and more stuff that'll just damn trip your damn trigger. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you about this. We talked about that already?
Yeah. Hey, wait! You never told me how your dad eats chips.
Okay.
I need to know.
I did want to mention this. This is one of my favorite memories growing up. And I remember watching this so many times, over and over again. So
Before you start,
yeah.
Should we zoom in on you?
No, this is okay.
Okay.
So this is my dad with a chip that he's never seen before, okay? And he comes home from work late night, could be 11 p.m. at least. And I talked to my dad a little bit, blah, blah, blah. He's going to go in, he grabs a bag of chips. He busts them open. He sits down. Oh, shit. Delta Force is on TV. Right on. I like that movie.
Read it.
He would always eat a portion of the bag,
Before even looking at
sometimes halfway down, and then all of a sudden be like, wait a minute, what is this? Onion garlic.
Okay.
What kind of gay chip is that? My dad saying. I'm just saying. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
And scene.
Scene. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us here on this Friday night for another Grown Man Record Night. We have this damn fun every week, man. And then we take these things and we end up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/. Go there and like and subscribe to us. Make us your homepage.
You know, if the weather's nice this week, get out and do something.
Get out and do something. I love your
Do
family.
3 things.
I think we're going to go hiking.
Yeah?
Yeah. In the mountains.
I'm going to go cut my parents' little lawn
Go
area.
find a trail.
Your
Yeah.
parents have yellow jackets.
Yeah, I got to go cut their lawn area.
They got yellow jackets.
Gasoline will take care of that.
Right. Anyhow, we appreciate everybody for joining us. We'll be back next week with a brand new show with some cool new stuff. I'm going to talk about the stuff I got from the book sale this week because I didn't have time to get to that crap today.
Oh, so you're saying, what you're saying is you're not going to do any digging.
That's
This-
IPs, as they call it.
But seriously, stay tuned. But one of my favorite albums that I've found in the recent years, Om, Vedic Songs. I got it coming up real shortly
How
after the
soon?
break.
How deep teasing are you here?
Dude, it's going to blow your mind. So go get right. You know what I'm saying? For all my friends, go get right.
Go take a shit.
Go do your thing.
That's what you're saying.
Have a little slice of pizza pie.
Pizza. All right.
And come back.
Yeah, no one's used that before.
No. Have a little slice of pizza pie. Come back and enjoy us. Hear a little Grown Man Record right here in just a few minutes with my new favorite band, Om and Vedic Song, 2012, Drag City. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you next time. For cameraman, for girlfriend, for Jay, for Steve Fever, I'm Mikey Bananas. We'll see you next time. We appreciate you, Grown Man Record Night.
Good night.
I could say life is just a bowl of jello and a pea if more intelligent and smart. But I'm stuck like a dope with a thing called hope, and I can't get it out of my